What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvice.com bringing home the bacon prop bet edition for Friday. It is August 2nd. We are back. So what we're going to do is, it's been a while since we've done this, but people have been asking for it. So I wanted to bring some of our favorite prop bets for today. We're going to look at some strikeouts, and we're going to look at the odds and where you can get those, and if you build a ticket around that, and what site you build it on. So as always, our sponsor for this video is Outlier.Bet, which we're going to use right on screen so you guys can see exactly what they have to offer. Now, there are two different packages for Outlier.Bet. The first one, $30 package. You can check it out. You get some of the features for it. In the description of this video is the link to sign up with us. So if you sign up with Outlier.Bet using our link, you go through a 7-day free trial. Then you purchase that $30 package. When that package purchases for you, send us a screenshot, and we're going to give you a free month of FTA Plus. So our sports betting package, this, and our DFS package all wrapped into one. If you go through and you get their Pro package, which you get EV Plus, you get Boost, you get Arbitrage, you get all of that stuff, we are going to give you, and you go through the 7-day free trial and you purchase it, it's $130 for a month. We're going to give you 3 months free of FTA Plus as well, which is an additional $90 value on top of it. So we're showing you what you have for possibility of just part of the premium content of Outlier.Bet, and it's brought to you by FantasyTeamAdvisors.com as well. So what I want to do is go over a handful of pitchers that I feel comfortable with today. Now, weather could be a factor, so we definitely have to always monitor the weather. But we're just going to go over these stats right now, and we're going to use Outlier.Bet. Questions, get those down below. We have a Discord. We can discuss that down below as well. So in the description is the Discord. Clicking on the article or the links in the description, clicking on the ads on this video, it helps out the channel so much you don't understand, or even buying some merch. We got some stickers down below, help support the channel as well. So we know it depends on where you're at, but this one for this video is going to be pitchers. So we're going to look at that. So props. So we look at props. We want to go down here to strikeouts. So we're going to look at the strikeout props. We're going to see them populate right here. What I really like is you can see how many times they've hit whatever the line is. So today, for instance, Cole Reagan's line is 5.5 strikeouts. So over 80% of the time. His last 10, he's had 80% of the time, 20, 70% of the time. Head-to-head in this matchup with Detroit, 100% this year. 2024, 73% of the time in his starts this year, he has hit at least 6 strikeouts. And that's kind of what it is, but I want to break it down and look at all of the pitchers real quick. So we're going to go in order of the ones that we like. So what I like is you can bring it here. It shows you what pitchers or whatever, or it goes by alphabetical order, by last name, but we are going to start with, I think, the biggest name on the slate, Tariq Skubal, going in here against Kansas City. Now, what I like is you can show alt lines. You can do the alt lines there. You can see over 5.5, over 3.5, over, whatever the line is. So as of right now, Tariq Skubal, 6+ or over 5.5. In his last 5, he's gotten that 100% of the time. His last 10, he's got that 90% of the time. His last 20, 90% of the time. 75% in head-to-heads against this Kansas City team. 90% of his starts this year, he has gotten at least 6 strikeouts overall, compared to 73% from last year. So we look at that, and you can look at, like, if you want to take it over and you want to, alt line it somewhere, you can. But you can see the odds on FanDuel, 290. The odds on DraftKings, 240. So if you want to play it on DraftKings, you're going to get a little bit better odds there. But you click into the actual player, and this is what we're going to show you. This is what I really like about Outlier. So we're going to look at this. We're going to see, and you can go the outlines if you want, but you see over under -119, depending on the book you're on. And you can change the book. So depending on the book that you want, let's say you want to go with DraftKings. So you can scan it to go with DraftKings there. So what I would do is I would be looking, and this is what's different. Like, it shows you the best odds. So the best odds would be on Prize Picks, if you guys can play Prize Picks. I personally cannot play Prize Picks in my state, but I can do FanDuel, DFS, and Sportsbook. I can do DraftKings Sportsbook. I can do all of the sports books, but I can't play Prize Picks, I can't play Underdog, and I can't play Yahoo DFS. Makes absolutely no sense. But I wanted to show you. So you can dig in. These are the ones that I like. You can see, if you want to go head-to-head, you can see that was obviously 2 games last year and twice this year, 6 in both of the games this year. Overall, 4 times, and that's where you see the head-to-head career-wise, 75% of the time, 3 of 4 there. So I really like that. I would be adding Tariq Skubal 6+ to one of my sports, to my slips. So this is what I like. You can do this. You can go to your slip here. You can change the book that you want, whether or not you play on FanDuel, DraftKings, wherever you're at, and that's how easy this is. And then you can even, while you're in the screen, you can check out the pitcher, how he's done, and then you can even look at the batters and like Kansas City batters, who does well against left-handed pitchers, and then who has done well against Tariq Skubal since 2018 when the stats go back that far, and you can kind of just see like Sal Perez, 3 home runs against him, so maybe he doesn't get him out, but he could still find those 6 strikeouts there, and this is just one of my favorite bets today. So Tariq Skubal is my number 1 going into my bet slip right now. The next one, let's get a little creative. We're going with a little bit of Luis Ortiz here. Now, his line, depending on where you're at, 3.5, 2.5, whatever it is. I think I want to go with the alt line here. I want to go with over 2.5 strikeouts. So we click into over 2.5 strikeouts. You can find it on your book. Now, you're not going to get those huge odds where, you know, that you have like, you tease it to up to like 7 strikeouts for every pitcher, and then it's plus 20,000. These are just some of my favorite bets, whether or not you want to parlay them together, whether or not you want to do a best bet for the day and do individual bets, whatever it is. I want to break it down. I want to show you what we've got right here. Now, we look at his last 10. You can kind of see 70%, 7 of his last 10 games, he has gotten at least 3 strikeouts here. If we go head-to-head, he's only faced Arizona once this year, and it was just his last start. He got 4 strikeouts in that one. So you can look at that. I mean, for the odds and for everything else, adding him in there, hopefully he goes in there, but 3 strikeouts should not be enough, or shouldn't be too hard. I like the odds that we get here for 3, so I'm going to add him to my picks just as well. So Luis Ortiz is number 2 here, just because the line just seems a little off with the low amount of strikeouts that he actually needs to get in that one. So that is one that I want to look at there. The next one I want to look at, I meant to go strikeouts. And then the next one is Carrasco. Now, I do not like Carrasco in DFS. I think he could get lit up, absolutely. But we look at this, and his line is also at over 2.5. You want to tease it to over 3.5, it goes up a little bit. But you can see, like, looking at 4+, the odds are not in our favor. Looking at 3+, the odds are pretty good, which shouldn't be too hard. But you can kind of see his last 10. Only one time of his last 10 has he not gotten at least 3 strikeouts. That was against Toronto. But ever since then, he's gotten a minimum there with a couple of starts against 7 strikeouts in there. You can go last 20. It kind of, basically the same. Just added another 2 that he didn't hit, but these numbers are pretty good. Trending in the right direction for what we're looking at. Head-to-head wise, he's only faced Baltimore once this year. 3 strikeouts in that game. So he's hit that number right there. I like Carlos Carrasco here to take a over 2.5 which is crazy because over 2.5 is minus 119. So I'm going to add him to my pick here. And again, I'm not necessarily parlaying all of these, but I do want to show you all of the strikeout bets that I really like today. Not necessarily ones that I like for DFS purposes, but for sports betting, it is a completely different game. We just need to hit those few strikeouts and count the bacon. That is really, really what we need. So the next one is another one moving to a different team. Frankie Montas going over to Milwaukee. Now, his line right now is over 2.5. You could go over 3.5. It gets a little dicey there, but over 2.5, he's hit the value quite well. So you can see only one time he has not gotten at least 3 strikeouts. In his last 10, 9 of 10. 20 is not there, but we go head-to-head. He's already faced him twice this year, obviously on a different team before the trade deadline, but he's hit the line both times. 3 strikeouts. It should be a pretty easy, as long as he doesn't get lit up first inning, should be good. I mean, all he needs to go is 5 innings, get 1 strikeout, one strikeout an inning minimum, and we should be pretty good. So as long as he doesn't get injured and he doesn't get lit up the first inning, 3 is a pretty good number that I do like. Do not like Frankie Montas in DFS. I do think he will give up some runs, but that does not matter in sports betting. All that matters is the strikeouts for what we're doing. So Frankie Montas is another one there. I think I forgot to add that to the slip. And then you click into it, blah, 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 add to your picks, go back. Okay, so Frankie Montas is gone there. Now what I like is another one who's changed hands. Do not like him in DFS, but Paul Blackburn, his number right now, 2.5. Odds are there. His over-unders, 9 of his last 10, he's hit it. Obviously, his last game, he did not hit it. So this is one that's a little bit shaky. He's facing the exact same team here, and in the same ballpark, just with a different team now. So in that game, he only got 2 strikeouts, but we look at that. His last 10, outside of that game, he's hit the number 9 of 10. His last 20, he's hit 18 of 20 against, there's only been 2 games where he was not. Head-to-head, 1 was last year, 1 was just his last start, and he did not hit it. That's why the number's a little bit skewed, because 3 strikeouts should be pretty good to go. Didn't hit it last time, but that just makes his odds. I think I like his odds just a little bit better there. So Paul Blackburn is another one that I like for number 5. Number 6, we talked about him at the beginning, Cole Reagans against Detroit. Now, he had a good start. I think, so you can see like over 3.5, over 4.5, 5.5, where we're going. I am looking at over 5.5. So I look at over 5.5. 8 out of his last 10 games, he's hit that. Okay. His last 5, he's hit 80% of his last 5 as well. Head to last 20 is 70%, 14 of 20. His head to head here. He just faced last time he faced this team, he had 12 strikeouts. Not saying he's going to get double-digit strikeouts again. All we need is half. So if he doesn't hit it, we still are looking at half, 6 plus there. He got 8 last year in a start against them, 12 this year in a start against them. I love the matchup here. The only thing that would make it better would be if it was in Kansas City, because it's a pitcher's ballpark. But I will still take what we've got out of him, and I will look at Cole Reagans here. I love him in DFS, and I love him in sports betting, and I've got him in my season long, so I will have him there as well. So I'm going to add him to my picks, and we are going to go back, and we're going to find the last pitcher that we are looking at, Mr. Eric Fettiwap. Comes in, obviously got traded. He is now with the Cardinals. The line, it's 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. I'm looking at the line of, let me get out of there. Okay, there. I did not erase Cole Reagans. So, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 4.5, under 4.5, over 5.5, where we're going. I'm looking at over 3.5. So we look at the over 3.5, his last 10 games. His last 5 games, he's got 80%. His last 10 games, 80%. His last 20, 70%. And head-to-head, he faced them once this year already, back on June 5th. Obviously, being on a different team, but now he's on the Cardinals. He had 7 in that game. All we're looking for here is 4+. I think he could easily get that. I like this matchup for him. That is where I'm going. So if I add him to my picks, we look at this. We talk about 7 pitchers. And then you can look at, what I really like is you can see, so you added it to your slip. Then you can see, you can play all 7 on FanDuel. You can play 6 on DraftKings. You can't play on ESPN Bet, Caesars, or Bet365 for whatever reason. They just have different markets. But if you do play on like DraftKings, you can look at that. So this is what I love. They've even integrated into adding 6 of 7 here. Not available as Paul Blackburn, which is fine. Whatever. You get rid of that. That's completely fine. You subtract that. You can add it to your bet slip. It'll log you in to DraftKings, or it'll take you to DraftKings, and you can log in right there, make your bet as well. So if you guys have not signed up for DraftKings or FanDuel, I will put a link down below for both sports books, and you can sign up. if you guys sign up using our sportsbook link as well, we're going to give you a free year of FTA Plus. So not only would you possibly sign up for Outlier for a month or the Pro package, you could get technically 15 months. So you could get a full year of FTA Plus if you sign up with one of our links to Sportsbook. And Outlier, we're going to give you the extra 3 months there as well. So definitely check it out. If you've got questions, hopefully we've got answers for you. So I really like when you put it into your slip, depending on which website you're on, you then can add it to your bet slip and it will actually take you to that said sportsbook. All right, so that's the first part of the show. That is the pitchers part of the show for you today. People have been asking as well, what about hitters? Now, we're not going to have as many hitters. It's a little bit different. We can definitely check that, but I'm going to clear my bet sheet here just so I can show you the hitters and where we're at with the hitters. So these are just going to be hits, not bases, not over-under bases, not home runs. These are just hits. We're going to look at that. These are a little bit more skewed. I don't love them as much as pitcher bets because I just feel like you can do a little bit better. But we're still going to look at this. So bases, we're not going to do bases. We're going to do hits. So we go into hits, we apply it. Now, these are the ones we want to look at that have had success. So the first one I want to search is Colton Cowser for Baltimore. Now, looking at this, over half a hit. So 1+ hit, you can see what we're working with here. So he's had 1 hit in his last 10 games. 100% of the time his last 10 games. His last 20, 15 of 20. But if you see, it's been since July 19th, he's had at least 1 hit in every single game. There's been multiple 2+ hits out of him. So he is in there. And then you can even see the matchup for him. The matchup going is against Carlos Carrasco. And then this is what I love. This is what's a little bit better because then you can even dig in a little bit more and see how he does against right-handed pitching this year. So Colton Cowser, regardless of just a hit, against right-handed pitching, batting .252 with 12 bombs, .821 OPS, which is exactly what you want to see. Does strike out a little bit more at 25.5, but that is definitely something you can look at. And then if he's had any BVP, batter versus pitcher, in this matchup, it is in this tab as well. He has not faced Carlos Carrasco this year so far. Carrasco does have a 3.6 ERA. Only averages about 5 innings a game, so it could get to the bullpen. But I do like Colton Cowser here, number 1, to get a hit. So I'm going to put Colton Cowser right there, and we're going to move on to the next one. This one right here, a player that started off hot, slowed down, and has been heating up lately is Anthony Volpe. Going up against Kevin Gausman. Over under, 1 hit. You can see 9 of his last 10 games. Last 20, 15 of 20. You can see that he's been hitting the ball lately. Head-to-head, in this one, 12 of 22, 55% against Toronto. This obviously goes back until last year when he started. 2024, 80% or 73% of the season, he has hit at least once in a game. Those numbers are great. You add him to the list. I've got him there. Depending on where he's in the lineup, I still like him regardless. He should get some pitches to hit against Kevin Gausman, who has struggled against the Yankees this year. So Anthony Volpe is number 2, and I've added him to my bet slip right there. Number 3, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. going up against, and you can see over one hit. Going up against Luis Ortiz. Just faced him last start. So you can kind of see 90% of the time his last 10 games he's gotten a hit. His last 20 games, 17 of 20, and he's had 9 straight games of at least 1 hit. Head-to-head, 7 of 9, 78% of the time head-to-head he has gotten a hit in this one. And then if you want to dig in a little bit more, you can look at how he's done against Luis Ortiz right here. You can see he's 2 for 2. 1,000%, 1,000 batting average. OPS is 2,000. So you can see fantastic. These numbers are great. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is a little bit cheaper option. I'm going to get him in there as one of the hits there. Another one I'm going to look at. One we don't talk about much, but he is in a fantastic matchup here. Ezekiel Tovar going up against Randy Vasquez, who is absolutely trash right now. 12.79 ERA versus Colorado. Only averaging 2.84 strikeouts per game here. Going up against Ezekiel Tovar, 4 for 5 with a... doesn't have a home run, but we look at this. His last 10 games, 90% of the time. His last 20 games, 85% of the time. And head-to-head, 14 of 20 games, he's gotten at least one hit here. In 2024, 69% of the season, he has gotten a hit there. So those are just... let's do one more. We'll do one more. And if you want to see everything else, we've got sports bets, we got DFS on the website. You definitely can. But we are going to look at Marcus Semien. And we talked about Marcus Semien today in our DFS video, which I will link down below, or at the end of this video. I will link today's video for DFS purposes if you would like to watch that. That also helps out the channel as well if you play DFS. So Marcus Semien going up against Jose Urena. I don't know how long Urena is actually going to be starting here. I don't know how long he's going to be in the game. Has not faced Texas, or he's going up against Cutter Crawford. Sorry. So we look at this. Marcus Semien here, 9 of his last 10 games, he's gotten a hit. Okay? Did not get a hit 2 games ago, but 9 of his last 10, he has gotten a hit. In his last 20, 85% of the time, 17 of 20 games in that situation. Head-to-head, 50-50. He's faced Boston 6 times and got a hit the last 3. So the first 3 did not get a hit. The last 3 games he did. And overall in 2024, 72 of 107. He's gotten 67% of the time at least one hit going on. And then if we look at Urena, or we look at Cutter Crawford, Semien has a home run against him, batting .286, so has had some success. And then Semien against right-handed pitching this year, .226 in 319 at-bats with 11 home runs, 672 OPS, which is not much, but only a 13.1 K percentage, meaning he's putting the ball in play, meaning anything can happen if you put the ball in play. So, looking at those, I'm adding Marcus Semien to my picks. That is 4 of 5. I guess I forgot to add someone. And then again, you can go your bet slip. You can say DraftKings 4 of 4. It's plus 317. So if you added these 4 to plus 317, you could, okay, let's see, Colton Cowser, Volpe, Gurriel. So I forgot Ezekiel Tovar. So if I add Tovar to this and you just want to do a hits parlay on DraftKings or wherever you're at, you can check out the book there. Tovar for 1 hit. Add it to my picks. 5 of 5 can go there. Ups it to 494. Whatever you want to bet, check it out. So those are some of the pitchers that we like. Those are some of the batters that we like. I will be adding a couple more into the Discord, so click the link down below. You will see the Discord right there. If you have any questions, if you have certain players you're looking at, let us know down below or hit us up on our Discord. We have a props channel there as well. I am going to be adding the Outlier bot to the Discord, so it will pull in some of the newest insights as they come available on the website. So don't forget, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com is the website, DFS and sports betting. Outlier.Bet is the sponsor of this video and of FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Signing up with them will get you free content from us as well. And as always, if you have not subscribed to our channel here, please do it. We are trying to hit 10,000 before the start of the NFL season, which I believe is in 34 days. I think it's in 34 days, 33 or 34 days. If we can hit to 10,000 YouTube subscribers before the start of the NFL season, we are going to give away 2 lifetime passes to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Sports betting, DFS, including fantasy baseball, DFS, MLB, NBA, PGA, MMA, NASCAR, and more sports that come through. So, let us know what we can do for you. Good luck on this Friday. Make sure you check out the DFS video we put out there. Give it some love as well. Share it. We have giveaways every single day in those videos. Go watch it. Try to win some free content. Good luck today, sports betting or DFS. And as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace.